During a parent-teacher conference, my son's teacher asked, "How much do you really know about your husband?" I laughed because the question came out of nowhere. We'd been discussing Owen's progress for 20 minutes, and suddenly Mrs. Patterson was asking about my marriage. What does that have to do with his reading level? She closed the folder and leaned forward. Her face made my stomach drop. Last week, Owen drew a picture during art class. The assignment was to draw your family doing something fun together. She pulled out a piece of construction paper and slid it across the desk. I looked down at Owen's crayon drawing. There were 4 stick figures: me, Owen, his little sister Emma, and my husband David. We were standing in front of a house that wasn't ours. Okay, so he drew us at someone else's house. Kids do that. Look at the mailbox, Mrs. Patterson said quietly. I squinted. Owen had written a name on the mailbox in his messy 7-year-old handwriting. The Pritchard family. My throat went tight. I don't know anyone named Pritchard. Neither did I, Mrs. Patterson said. So I asked Owen about it. He told me that's where his family goes on Saturdays when you think they're at soccer practice. The room started spinning. What? He said his dad takes them to see Miss Claire and her kids. They have pancakes and watch movies. Owen thinks it's a secret playdate, so he's been keeping it from you because his dad told him it was a surprise. I stared at the drawing. David told me he took the kids to soccer on Saturday mornings, every single week for the past 6 months. I stayed home to meal prep and catch up on work. Are you sure he said Saturday mornings? Mrs. Patterson nodded. I asked him 3 times to make sure I heard correctly. He was very specific. He even told me Miss Claire makes the best chocolate chip pancakes. I felt like I was going to throw up. I wasn't sure if I should say anything, Mrs. Patterson admitted, but if it were my husband, I'd want to know. I grabbed the drawing and stood up. I need to go. Mrs. Thornberry, wait. I was already out the door. I drove home shaking, doing 20 over the limit. I called David twice. Voicemail. His car was in the driveway. I burst through the door and found him on the couch. Hey, how was the conference? I held up Owen's drawing. Who is Claire Pritchard? His face went completely white. Where do you really take the kids on Saturday mornings? David stood up slowly. Let me explain. Explain what? That you've been lying to me for 6 months? That you're taking our children to another woman's house? It's not what you think. Then what is it, David? He ran his hands through his hair. I've been taking them to Claire's house, yes, but it's not. She's not. He stopped and took a breath. Claire is my sister. I froze. What? She's my half-sister. Same dad, different moms. I didn't find out she existed until last year when my dad died. She reached out after the funeral. My brain was trying to catch up. You have a sister? Why wouldn't you tell me that? Because I was ashamed, David said quietly. My dad had a whole other family for 15 years. Claire and her brother Tyler. He kept them secret from us the entire time. When Claire contacted me, I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted nothing to do with her because it reminded me that my dad was a liar. He sat back down. But then I met her. She's amazing. Her kids are amazing. And I realized she didn't do anything wrong. She's just someone who found out her dad had another family too. So why lie about it? Because I didn't know how to tell you, David said. I didn't know how to explain that I wanted a relationship with the sister I never knew I had, especially when it meant accepting that my dad was a cheater. I was embarrassed. I stood there holding Owen's drawing, feeling angry and confused and relieved all at the same time. You should have told me. I know. I thought you were cheating on me, David. I thought... My voice broke. He got up and pulled me into a hug. I'm so sorry. I should have been honest from the start. I just didn't know how. We stood there for a long moment. I want to meet her, I finally said. David pulled back. Really? Yes. If she's important to you and the kids love her, I want to meet her, but no more secrets. No more secrets. That Saturday, I went with them. Claire opened the door with a nervous smile that looked exactly like David's. You must be Sarah, she said. Owen talks about you constantly. Her kids ran up and hugged Owen and Emma like they'd been cousins forever. Claire made us her famous chocolate chip pancakes, and I watched my husband laugh with the sister he'd been hiding. I was still hurt, but I understood. Owen ran up to me with syrup on his face. Mommy, isn't this the best surprise ever? I ruffled his hair. Yeah, buddy, it really is.